This is a Maritime Radio podcast.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of the Shrewscast. This is a new venture for Shrewsbury House Community Association. I'm talking to you from the Eyrie, where Maritime Radio live at the top of Shrewsbury House, and my name's Andy Brockman. I am, amongst other things, a member of the board of Shrewsbury House. I'm also an archaeologist and a writer and occasional podcast presenter on other podcasts, so that's why I'm here this afternoon. And for the first edition of the Shrewscast, which is probably going to be a monthly event, with all the latest information about Shrewsbury House, but also profiles of things that we do here, people who work here, and our visitors, including visitors with maybe 4 paws and 2 claws. We are going to be bringing you the Shrewscast at least once a month. Our guest on the first Shrewscast is our new centre manager, Kath Lenane, and we thought we'd just have a quick chat on this glorious sunny afternoon where we're looking out on the sun-swept wilds of northwest Kent, about Shrewsbury House, about how Kath came to be here, and what she thinks of this new gig. Kath, you've been here just over a month now. How did you come to be at Shrewsbury House? How does your journey begin? Where do you come from?
Well, first, hello Andy, and welcome to the first Shrewscast. This is a first for me. I've never done anything like this before. So, how did I come to find Shrewsbury House? Well, I actually live quite locally in the area. So, if anyone knows SE18, I am down the hill in Lee, near Sutcliffe Park. I've lived there for about 12 years. And friends of mine moved up to Shooters Hill and invited myself and my husband across to the music nights for the live music on a Friday night at a community centre, they said. So we rocked up thinking it would be some kind of 70s style community centre and found this beautiful, beautiful house with leafy gardens and had a great night with our first music event. And then we popped back over the last 18 months, maybe 8 or 9 times, and even came to the summer festival last year. So we signed up for the newsletter, and when the advert went out for a vacancy as centre manager, it was actually my husband that saw it first and messaged it across to me and went, "Kath, I think this has got your name written all over it."
Now, I don't think I'm giving away any secrets, though. You haven't always worked in this kind of sector, have you? Your career began somewhere completely different. Do you want to let us into the secret?
Well, it's a completely different area to this. So from the tender age of 18, I was in banking, in retail banking. So started as a cashier for when it was Midland Bank in Birmingham. So anybody listening will hear that I don't have a local accent. I am a Brummie at heart. And very quickly realised how much I like working with people and how much I like communicating and developing people. So I stayed in banking for over 30 years, but as a training manager and as a project manager, landing lots of different types of projects. But then I guess that's where things changed for me a little, and I wanted to get out of the corporate world and go more into charity work. So I started volunteering locally. So in Oxfam, up in Blackheath, and in a local charity just outside of Lewisham. And that took me then to taking a job with a charity, with the British Heart Foundation, which I really, really enjoyed. But the one thing I think that it really brought home to me was that I wanted to be part of a real community charity where I could make decisions based on what I know that community was looking for. So it felt like a match made in heaven when this job got advertised.
And what do you think are your priorities for our community? I mean, Shrewsbury House, we've been with the board reconstituted in 2016, 2017.
Yes.
And we've came through financial problems. We
Yeah.
came through COVID, thanks to our previous manager, Sonia.
Yes.
We're now in a position where we can actually kick off and move forward. So how do you see the centre developing over the next few years? Which directions would you like to see us looking at, and what kind of challenges do you see?
Oh gosh, that's a really big question, isn't it? Let's break that one down a little bit then. In terms of some of the challenges that we have, and as you mentioned quite rightly, Andy, you know, fair play to the Board of Trustees and my predecessor, Sonia, who was a force to be reckoned with and really, really has put Shrewsbury House on the map culturally and for community associations. So I don't see it as a challenge, but as one of the main things that I really do want to build on is just all of that breadth and depth that we have already. So 50 different groups and activities that are regularly holding groups in the house, from things for toddlers and young children with baby sensory up to then some of our groups that are even playing whist on a Friday night. So I certainly want to build on that to make sure that we've got all of our rooms as full as possible at all times of day and night, and then starting to look at what we're doing on a weekend, because things do tend to go a little quiet for us from Saturday lunchtime, and I think we've got a beautiful opportunity in the afternoon to have more people up to the house that maybe wouldn't visit us just to do an activity, but they just want to come and hang out in this space.
And I think it's worth pointing out, actually, isn't it, that it's not just the formal groups that people can take part in. I mean, you mentioned that that house was beautiful. One of the reasons we enjoy it so much are the gardens, and the gardens are entirely managed by volunteers.
That's right.
And at the moment, I understand that you're looking for more volunteers to take on work in the garden.
I will always be looking for more volunteers, but definitely in the garden, because now, you know, at the end of May, we are really keen to get the garden into the best shape it can be for the summer. And for those that don't know, we are also at Shrewsbury House, we are licensed for weddings. So we've already got 3 weddings in the calendar for this summer. So yes, I'm looking for garden volunteers. And you don't have to have any garden experience, because we've got plenty of people around that can guide you. So if you've just got some enthusiasm and want to spend some time in green space, then come and volunteer. And
just thinking about, as drawing this brief conversation to a close, one of the things you've introduced since you took over from Sonia is a wildlife cam. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the environment's something you're interested in. How do you hope that might develop?
Well, it's more having walked the gardens and seeing that we've got a wildlife garden that I'm not sure that many people know about. It was really trying to bring attention to what we're trying to do in that space, and what also the gardeners are doing with their garden to table initiative with growing vegetables. So it's really highlighting Shrewsbury House in a different way, and just bringing something that's a little bit different, because when our doors are closed, who is walking round our garden? And we had no idea. So it was really trying to uncover who takes over the gardens when we're not around.
So what events are you looking forward to in the next month through in June?
Right, so lots of good stuff coming up through June. So on a Friday night, we have our regular live music events. So that kicks off on the 6th of June with Aisha Khan and the Rajas. We've then got the Andy Smythe Band on the 13th of June. And then also on Fridays, we have got, it tends to be a one-off event from our improv group that are in the house. And we've got, on the 20th of June, a Midsummer Night's Scream. That I've never attended one of those before, so I think come along, get your ticket and find out what that's all about with the improv group. What I also wanted to just make sure people are aware of as well is that starting in June is that we've got a new art class from the 6th. So those are running with a local artist who specialises in botanical art, so very much around florals. So she's running a session on a Friday evening from 5 till 7 and 7 till 9. And you can find out about the CB Masterclass on our website and sign up. So that's something new for us in June.
And that is quite a menu for the first Shrewscast. Kath Lenane, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for the first episode of the Shrewscast. Thank you for listening. You can comment below the line on our YouTube channel, and we'll look forward to hearing from you and look forward to you joining us for the next Shrewscast next month.